Head-to-head, Nicolò Bulliger on the 11, Toprak Razgatlioglu on the 1. Race 2 of the 2025 Tissot Aragon round gets underway. Good start from Andrea Iannone from the second row of the grid, immediately alongside Alvaro Bautista in the run towards turn 1. Watch for Jonathan Rea going around the outside, 3 abreast, gives himself the inside now for turn 2. Great progress that from Jonathan Rea. It's Nicolò Bulliger who leads Toprak Razgatlioglu. Alvaro Bautista in 3rd ahead of Andrea Iannone. Rea's up to 5th. He's passed Alex Lowe's down to 6th and Sam Lowe's down to 7th. That's a shame for Sam in particular.
Yeah, just in the wrong place through those first couple of corners, but Jonathan Rea with a great start now, trying to run around the outside of Alvaro Bautista as well. As a little bit of a moment there for Iannone, opens the door for Rea to come through on Bautista. Good riding from the 65.
Andrea Locatelli now attacking Sam Lowe's as well. That's for 7th position. Rea's a little bit wide there, pulling alongside Alvaro Bautista, has the inside ground. Rea under braking squirrely, but manages to get it stopped, and Bautista's now passed by Alex Lowe's as well. So this is really hampering Alvaro Bautista's chances of going after a big result in race 2 this afternoon.
Yeah, and for Alvaro, he'll be able to clear the Bermuda pretty easily down that back straight, but he's given himself a lot of work to do now as the top 2 break away.
And Jonathan Rea trying to attack Andrea Iannone for 3rd position on this opening lap. Top 2 are escaping, as you say, 0.6 of a second now from 2nd to 3rd places. Bulliger leads Razgatlioglu. Then it's the yellow Go 11 bike of Andrea Iannone. Race 1 winner here a year ago. Jonathan Rea, 26-time podium finisher at MotorLand Aragón. He sits in 4th. Alex Lowe's tucked in behind him. Alvaro Bautista might hope for a bit of a reprieve now down the back straight. We know how strong the Ducati is through here. Nicolò Bulliger will try to use the grunt in towards turn 16. Remember, made his pass midway through turn 16 and 17 on the final lap of the Superpole race earlier on today. Bulliger is through on lap 1 of 18 in race 2 this afternoon to lead Razgatlioglu. Iannone just half a second behind in 3rd position. Then it's Rea, Alex Lowe's, Alvaro Bautista, Andrea Locatelli, Sam Lowe's down to 8th, Petrucci and Gardner round out your top 10.
Yeah, and for Razgatlioglu, we saw that traditional move he's made all the way through this weekend to take the lead, but Bulega just strong in that final sector, strong in those final couple of corners, and able to come back through to take that race lead.
Now we saw Nicolò Bulliger make an important step forward from race 1 to the Superpole race. Has he got even more in his locker now for race 2 over the 18-lap distance? Can he break away, or will Razgatlioglu hassle him to the finish?
This is where it becomes important for Jonathan Rea up there on the 65 bike. Is he able to clear Iannone early, or does he have to wait behind him? If he waits behind him, he's vulnerable for the riders behind him. But for Jonathan Rea, he needs to attack. He'll
be vulnerable to Alvaro Bautista unless he gets clear of Andrea Iannone as quickly as possible here. Jonathan Rea, we have seen before where he can go really strong on lap 1, but then gradually gets bumped backwards down the field. He's going to do his best here to fend off Alex Lowe's for 4th position as we watch the 2 leaders, Nicolò Bulliger and Toprak Razgatlioglu. Through familiar ground at turn 12. Bulliger looked like he defended thin air there, and Razgatlioglu had great mid-corner speed at turn 12, and Razgatlioglu will have the advantage now as they head down towards turn 14, and he almost goes up the back of Nicolò Bulliger. He'll have the inside ground now for turn 15. Toprak doing well to get it stopped, and it looked like Jonathan Rea was attacking Andrea Iannone as well. Nothing to choose between the 2 of them as they come down the back straight on lap number 2. It's Razgatlioglu who has track position. It's Nicolò Bulliger who will again try to come through in towards turn 16. Crowds Razgatlioglu out and recovers that race lead. How about that battle for 3rd? Jonathan Rea all over the back of Andrea Iannone like a rash as we come to the end of lap 2.
Yeah, you can see for Toprak there, he just got caught by surprise a little bit into 14 with how slow Bulega was, but Bulega able to come back through, and you can see in that battle for 3rd now, Rea still holding off the riders behind him, but not able to attack. Bautista is the rider to keep an eye on.
Yes, unless Rea gets through quickly on Iannone, he'll be swallowed up by Alvaro Bautista on this lap 3. It's now or never for Jonathan Rea. Andrea Iannone holding that 3rd position. Rea goes for the inside line now on the change of direction down the inside. Iannone cuts that door and that avenue off, and Jonathan Rea remains in there, but he is faster than Andrea Iannone in that 3rd position. Alvaro Bautista behind as again they're nose to tail for the race leading positions. Nicolò Bulliger versus Toprak Razgatlioglu.
Yeah, and you can see Iannone still holding off Rea, and I thought Rea was close enough into 5 to make that attack, but Iannone just hanging it out there. This is like in Cremona where he somehow kept track position despite having everyone around him so much faster than him.
Yes, it was impressive stuff in Cremona for Andrea Iannone to come away with a 4th position in race 1. He had more pace than this in the Superpole race, 4th position earlier on. He's holding on valiantly for 3rd as things stand. Jonathan Rea right with him, but if Rea doesn't get quickly through on Andrea Andrea Iannone here. He'll be passed by Alvaro Bautista down the back straight and in towards turn 16. So we've got two races in one here. A big train from third place down, tucked in behind Andrea Iannone, who is significantly slower, 0.8 of a second a lap slower than the two riders ahead of him.
Just in front of them as well. Bulliger was a lot more defensive into 15 than he has been all the way through this weekend, holding off Toprak.
Lap 3, Bulliger has track position. Toprak Razgatlioglu to the inside into turn 16. This is where he was passed, remember. In the background there, Alvaro Bautista alongside Jonathan Rea, and it looked as though he might have got through for fourth position. It's Bulliger then who will recover the lead at the end of lap number 3, but Razgatlioglu sticking with him, looks just as racy. Back towards turn 1, Toprak on the brakes. This is where Toprak is so strong and does get it stopped. So Razgatlioglu leads at the start of lap 4.
Yeah, you just don't know how Toprak manages to get that bike stopped into there. Bautista had managed to get through into third. Looked like Iannone had the momentum through one to get back at him.
Bautista versus Iannone was the scrap at the end of that start-finish straight. You saw the yellow bike flash through in the background of that shot, so Andrea Iannone does still hold that third position for them. No, he doesn't. It must have been the flash of yellow helmet for Alvaro Bautista. Bautista is through on Iannone for third position. Jonathan Rea still right with them behind.
Yeah, that's where Jonathan now tries to come through, and Iannone stands Iannone up. That's going to leave Iannone vulnerable for momentum now with Lowe's and Locatelli and Lowe's behind.
Good for Rea through turn 7. Iannone's lost 2 positions on this lap number 4. Alex Lowe's in a little bit deep there as they come down the corkscrew. Turns 8 and 9. That's a big 7% drop in elevation. Alvaro Bautista then with the chance to break away now from Jonathan Rea, and the next couple of laps will decide Alvaro Bautista you'd fancy in third position. Razgatlioglu leading Bulliger through turn 12. Bulliger's been good through there earlier on in the day. Not quite close enough to Toprak Razgatlioglu to strike this time around, but it's down the back straight where Bulliger will expect to pull alongside and expect to challenge Toprak Razgatlioglu into turn 16. Toprak leads then, Bulliger directly behind him, 0.2 of a second between them on this lap number 4. 18 laps, remember, so still just over 14 to go, and Bulliger does it again in towards turn 16. Toprak tries to close the door, but Toprak Razgatlioglu is wide. Toprak is noticeably wider than he had been in previous laps as well. Can he latch straight back onto the tail of Nicolò Bulliger in the run towards turn 1, or is this a chance for Bulliger to bolt? 0.3 of a second the gap as they cross the line. Alvaro Bautista meanwhile escapes away, half a second clear of Jonathan Rea. 0.2 back from him is Andrea Iannone, Alex Lowe's, Andrea Locatelli, Sam Lowe's, Danilo Petrucci, Michael van der Mark, all in one train. Rounds out your top 10.
Yeah, and it's such a good battle behind Bautista, and that's where it's so important for him to be able to open up that margin. And for the other riders, they need to make their progress through that. The likes of Sam Lowe's in the 14 has had the pace to be with Bulega and Razgatlioglu in yesterday's long race. He's bottled up now behind Locatelli. This is a real opportunity for him to come through and get the confidence of making those overtaken moves.
New personal best middle sectors on lap 4 from Alvaro Bautista. New personal best first sector from Alvaro Bautista on lap 5. So he's pushing to see if he can go with the race leaders. The problem is they're already 3 seconds up the road. Bautista with Jonathan Rea keeping him honest. You've got to say fair play to Jonathan Rea in the early laps here. In fact, he's closed on Alvaro Bautista in that second sector thus far. So Jonathan Rea is not giving up here on a potential podium. He's leaving Andrea Iannone in his wake, 0.7 of a second behind. And then the big train forms up behind Iannone in the battle for 5th. Jonathan Rea going great guns.
Unsurprisingly, Rea using that harder front tyre today compared to what he used in yesterday's race. He struggled with the tyre life after 5 or 6 laps yesterday. He's still there in 4th position. As good as we've seen from him all the way through this season, as good as we've seen from him during his Yamaha tenure.
Yes, 9 times race winner here in MotorLand Aragón, joint with Alvaro Bautista in this circuit's record statistics. And he didn't have much to offer to fight with him for 3rd position. But now that Bautista is through, the middle sectors of the lap, Jonathan Rea is able to claw something back. And let's see if Rea can spring a surprise here. It's such hard work, though, to go with the Ducati. Look how strong Bautista is through the final sector.
Hard work for Razgatlioglu to go with the Ducati in front of him as well. New fastest lap of the race for Nicolò Bulliger. He's got a half a second in hand.
Yes, still slower than the Superpole race times, obviously, but significantly faster than any lap we had in race 1, when, remember, the fastest times were in the low 1 minute 49.
Worth remembering in the Superpole race, everyone out there with that harder rear tyre as well.
Yes, but the point is, compared to race 1, they found almost half a second a lap at this stage of the race.
Yeah, and at the front of the field, Bulega on this lap has lost a quarter of a second in sector 1. Toprak's trying to get that time back to the race leader. It's down to 0.3 of a second.
Bulliger leads. Razgatlioglu second. Still Bautista 3 seconds behind. Still Jonathan Rea pushing as hard as he can. New personal best first sector from Rea. 1 minute 49 flat last time around. So only loses a fraction over the course of the whole lap to Alvaro Bautista, despite that strong final sector once again from Bautista. Iannone now 0.9 of a second back. And you feel that the longer Jonathan Rea stays on the tail of Alvaro Bautista, the more likely he is to take 4th position in this race.
Yeah, because you can see how difficult it is for Lowe's on the Bimota to attack one of the Ducati riders and be able to come through. So really important for Rea to time trial for the next 4 or 5 laps. Just open that gap to the number 29 Ducati.
Good for Bautista in the championship, this as well. He would narrow the gap back down to 30 points if things were to stay as they are at present, to this man, Danilo Petrucci, just in the background of the shot on the number 9, the Barney Ducati. He is down in 9th position. We watch Sam Lowes attacking Andrea Locatelli. It's been unfortunate for Sam to not really get off the line as well as he might have hoped in this race too, because he started the weekend so well with that 3rd position, only 5th in the Superpole race, and now finds himself 8th in race 2.
And that's where the one area that he needs to find a little bit of